Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, my name is Alexis Glass, and I create faith-based content here on YouTube for the glory of God and for your enjoyment. February of this year, I posted a video on my YouTube channel. I am 18 and I've never had a boyfriend. And I talk about it, and I talk about why I've never had a boyfriend, why all these things. And then I guess this video is kind of an update because I'm still 18 and now I have a boyfriend. Today is gonna be a different type of vlog. I'm gonna take you through my morning, but also kind of talk about my relationship. If you haven't guessed, or if you haven't seen my hints on my Instagram, I have a boyfriend. And this is something that I was not expecting, not wanting, or not even realizing what's gonna happen this year, but God, for sure. I want to be able to do a whole video, a whole podcast episode introducing him and just telling our story a little later on in our relationship, just because we are very new. But I want to keep y'all updated. I want to, talk to you guys girl to girl and just kind of talk about the struggles, the fun times, the good times, and just talk about relationships and talk about what I've learned and what's been hard for me. So, yeah. Got my coffee. Grab your coffee, grab whatever wonderful beverage you want to have, and let's get into this wonderful conversation while I get ready. Good morning, Hash Brown. Good morning, Hash Brown. Welcome to my bathroom. I'm gonna put my little headband on. We're gonna do my makeup this morning. So I wrote down in my notes app a couple things that I wanted to mention, not forget. So the first thing is talking about how relationships are a lot of work that I necessarily didn't really realize. I mean, this kind of relationship with my boyfriend kind of came out of nowhere, honestly. It was something that I was not planning to happen for this year. Very thankful that it did, but at the same time, it was not my plan. It was not my expectation, because us girls, we like to have a plan. We like to know what's going on. We love all that kind of stuff. So whenever this happened, this was something that was so different for me, something so new. I've never had a boyfriend before. So this is even talking to my boyfriend, that was even talking before even more official. It was just something so different. Even talking to my boyfriend, it was so different, so interesting. It wasn't something that I have experienced before. So with that in mind, it was kind of hard for me to adjust. It was even hard for my boyfriend to adjust because we were both single for a pretty while. I mean, he only had one girlfriend before me, and I've never had a boyfriend before him. So it's something that a lot more work than I thought would happen. It's just something new, and it was harder than I expected it to be. But not saying it wasn't worth it. Don't get me wrong. Yes, it was hard, but it is so worth it. It is so worth it. I'm using Bare Minerals. I use their foundation. I'm in the shade Cashmere. The reason why it was kind of harder for me at first, I feel like I've gotten over this hump, but at first it was kind of hard for me because it revealed some kind of trust issues that I had personally. I think being in a relationship, it reveals a lot about yourself. It's very it really honestly reveals how selfish you are, because I mean, I loved being single, but I love being in a relationship. Don't get me wrong. But I realized how independent you are and how, kind of selfish you are. And I didn't realize how much I was also. But for me, it wasn't really the part of selfishness for me. It was more about trust. So if you don't know my story, I haven't really shared much about it on social media. I don't have a relationship with my father. I have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stepfather that is like my dad. But I don't have a relationship with my earthly dad. And because of that rejection over the years, him being in and out of my life, and now currently not in my life, I think I expected my boyfriend to just kind of walk away. I mean, every relationship or even I was talking to a guy and it just didn't work out. It only lasted a couple weeks because either one, he wasn't interested in me, two, God was like, no, Alexis, this is not for you. And then, or it just the guy completely rejected me. I was literally expecting him to reject me, him to, say that this is not gonna work, you know, all these things. I was just kind of expecting that. And I feel like God had to break that off of me, that, you know, some people are meant to stay. They're not meant to go. I was really just like, he was trying my faith in that moment. Because he was like, do you have faith enough that you would trust that I would give you something that wouldn't, you know, hurt you and wouldn't fail you? I mean, obviously man will fail. But at the same time, I feel like I needed to grow my trust. And then I talked to my boyfriend about it, and I was like, okay, so this is what I've been thinking about. I know you won't leave me, but I feel like in the back of my head, it's like inevitable. And I don't know if any of y'all else like have experienced this before, but when something good happens in your life, and like you've had, you know, never had something like that previously, it's kind of like you go back into those old habits and those old mindsets, like, okay, this is just gonna end like it did before. And I'm so glad that it didn't, but I'm so glad that, you know, I was open about it to my boyfriend and talked about it to him, and that, you know, this was kind of something I was struggling with. And then he reassured me that he's not planning on leaving me. He's not planning on breaking up with me. And that's something that really, really actually grew our relationship even closer, because I talked to him about it. And if you're going through those feelings, I would just talk to your partner, just talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend, or even your husband or wife, and that even brought us closer. So just open the conversation up and talk about it. Like, I feel like so many people just don't talk to each other. Communication is something that's like it's the most problematic thing for people. I know I'm a non-confrontational person, but at the same time, there's so much freedom in confession. And it talked about in the Bible how it talks about literally salvation comes from confessing that you're a sinner out loud and that you need a savior. But there's so much power in that, and speaking things out loud, because a lot of things in the spirit realm are voice activated. And so if you have a problem going on, or you have something that you want to talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife about, like, talk to them. Like, what is the hurt in it? I mean, maybe they may take it the wrong way or whatever, but at least you've been honest and that you've been real and sincere with it. I think that makes the biggest difference. Okay, I finished my makeup. Let's move on to the next question. I'm gonna move to a different location. Did I do a transition? If that worked, that would be so cool. Okay, next topic I kind of want to talk about. I'm actually at my podcast couch. If you notice, I did a podcast called Flourishing in Faith. I talk about faith and talk about my relationship with God, and you know, questions people have about that. So go watch that. It's actually the same. It's on this YouTube channel, so you can kind of see that podcast. How we've handled conflict. I was literally just talking about conflict. So me and my boyfriend we like to say that we're very non-confrontational people, and I don't like my verbiage. You know, God's been really like talking about my verbiage and how I talk about myself and what I am, because I'm non-confrontational by nature, but at the same time there is some times that I have to be confrontational. So, and you have to be confrontational with conflict. So we both kind of struggle with that. But the thing is that we've created kind of a respond in love kind of mindset, that we are non-confrontational, so we're kind of careful when we talk to each other about different things, like maybe what we can work on or something like that. Like we're very careful with how we say things, because we don't want to, you know, make the other person mad, or, you know, make them frustrated or make them feel bad, because we're both like, that's kind of our mindset. It's funny because like we're both the same way. Sometimes when we've had a conflict, I mean, we haven't had many, you know, conflicts. We just started dating. It's been 2 months now. We've had these conflicts. We usually, I mean, sometimes I have to take a day and kind of think about it and pray about it before I go and say something, because I can't just respond right away, and neither can he. So I think that's a wonderful thing. Kind of funny how we balance that. We balance each other out in that way. But we take some time to pray and think about what we're gonna say, and then we come back together and talk about it. And I think that's something that we have done pretty well. Maybe, you know, it probably will be something that we will be working on for the rest of our relationship, so conflict happens. and it's different in every different season. But that's something that we've done, and that I'm very, you know, proud of us in that way, that we've been completely honest with each other in a lot of different areas of our, you know, life and relationship. And it's a wonderful thing that we said that about that base of honesty and that base of all that kind of stuff in our relationship. My sister is FaceTiming me. Hey, we say hi to the vlog.
Hey vlog.
Hi, I'm sitting in my closet now because I don't know why, I just wanted to sit here, it felt right. But I'm gonna talk about the last point that I wanted to talk about is how I'm dealing with juggling all of the relationships, having now a puppy, starting school, having 2 jobs. And what can I say? It's a lot. Honestly, what has kept me grounded is my faith. For sure, it really has. My faith in Jesus Christ has totally kept me so grounded, and it helped me to be like, okay, take a deep breath, find the pockets of your day to have some peace. Like in between like breaks at school, in between different times, I've had to take a deep breath a lot and learn to say no to certain things, learn to say yes to certain things. But I'm learning to say no a lot. I think a lot of us, it's hard for us to say no, especially girls. It's hard for me to say no sometimes. I want to go hang out with my friends sometimes, but at the same time, I need to study, or I need to, you know, spend some time with God that I haven't done yet, so I need to say no. And I think I'm learning that. I'm learning what to say no to, what to say yes to. So if y'all could be praying for me, that'd be great. But I wanted you to know that you guys are not alone. And I would love to just take y'all along with me on this journey of having a relationship. This is something that, you know, I'm still not going to share my boyfriend on this social media quite yet, but I thought I'd love to just talk to you guys about my perspective. Comment below any questions that you have, or anything that you want me to talk about, or anything that you want me to expound on, different things that we've done on our maybe boundaries, different things like that we've been starting to practice in our relationship. I'd love to talk to you guys about it and be open about it and be honest about it. So just leave a comment below. But yeah, so that's something that is exciting to me. I thank you guys for coming along on this journey with me. I hopefully talk about more. Also, like and subscribe if you want. That would mean a lot. Comments and your likes and your subscribing, it makes this video go out to so many people and spread the good and news and the love of Jesus and just the joy that the Lord has for everyone. Leave a comment and like and subscribe, and that would mean a ton. Bye y'all. Thank you so much for watching.